evening, hello and welcome to the special broadcast. I'm Anusha Soni. The proposal to introduce a unique identification card, Makkal, by the Tamil Nadu state government has stoked a political row. The BJP has accused the DMK government of trying to create a parallel identification system to replace the national scheme, Aadhaar. DMK government is also accused of trying to stonewall the central government schemes and harbor a divisive agenda. While Tamil Nadu is not the only state which has a unique identification, other states like Haryana or the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir have separate identity cards too, but for different purposes altogether. No other state has attempted to create a parallel system of this nature that challenges Aadhaar. Is this a mere attempt by the state government to augment its welfare schemes, or there is more that meets the eye? Data on households across the state already exists with the state government, which is further linked to the biometric. So then why do we need another Makkal? Why have another database in place? That's what experts are asking. Not to forget that even the Aadhaar scheme ran into a long legal battle with ample checks and balances placed by none other than the Supreme Court of India. We discuss all these different angles on Biggest Exclusive tonight. Well, let's tell you the arguments on both the sides. What is it that the state government is saying, and what are the key questions that the BJP as the opposition party in the state are raising? Well, the DMK says that we've proposed Makkal ID card for Tamil Nadu residents. This is for the welfare schemes of the state, and more importantly, the residents can get the benefits in a targeted manner. The BJP is demanding not to introduce a state-based ID card because it's only going to create further confusion. If you talk about DMK, they say that it's a state-based identity card for the welfare schemes. We'll be able to give more targeted benefits to the residents of the state. BJP says that it's a copy of the existing Aadhaar ID system which exists at the national level. So you do not require it at the state level. BJP further says that using any other system will lead to corruption. This is only a way of making some kind of money. Corruption takes place despite the use of Aadhaar. That's what the defense of the DMK has been. So those are the two sides of the argument. But let me open this question to our guests as well who are joining us on the broadcast. The key question is this mere politics on both the sides, or this is a genuine attempt by the state government to guard the benefits of the people so that they reach to them in a targeted way? Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Narayan Tirupati, who is the Vice President of Tamil Nadu BJP. He is joining us on the broadcast. We also have Salim Dharanidharan from the DMK. R. Rajagopalan, who is a senior journalist, is also joining us on the broadcast. Suman C. Raman will also be with us in just a bit from now. Mr. Tirupati, I'm coming to you first, taking in a view from you because the BJP has criticized it. What is the problem if the state government wants to come up with yet another identification? Well, the DMK says, look, we have so many welfare schemes. We want to ensure that there are targeted benefits, and for those targeted benefits we need a state database. What is the problem with it?
No, there is nothing wrong to have a state database, but you have you can have a card for issuing certificates like death certificates or birth certificates, income certificates or community certificates. But when there is Aadhaar, which has proved itself that eradication of corruption and also removal of fake beneficiaries, which for the last more than 5 to 6 years, it has been helpful in entire India. In fact, we have saved around 2.5 lakh crores by using this Aadhaar, and that is the reason. See, the central government gives schemes and they fund, but it is the state governments that are implementing the schemes, and through which we have saved more than 2.5 lakh crores. If at all there is any corruption, as the DMK says, it is because of the DMK or the state government, which has been, implementing these schemes. But remember one thing, only because of this Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile, we were able to detect what all the problems happening, corruption happening in this issue also. And it is the first time in the entire history of India that we have found out, we have taken back the money swindled by people, fake beneficiaries, only because of Jan, that is Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile. Now the DMK, which is against removing of corruption, trying to come inside, and they want, they don't justify.
So, Mr. Tirupati, you think that this is some recipe for more corruption to create more money?
Yes,
That's what you're saying.
Yes,
that's
that
what you're
is
saying.
what.
Before I go to Mr. Dharani Dharan, Mr. Sumansi Raman is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Raman, I saw some interesting comments from you on the social media. You said that there is already a database that exists with the state government under the PDS, and it is already linked to Aadhaar, and there is no need for them to create a system of this nature. It will only lead to confusion, and you agree with the charge of corruption which was made by the BJP.
There are two issues here. Now, first, the state government needs to clarify whether this is purely for the purposes of identifying who the people, BPL families and so on are, and gathering the relevant data, or is this going to be a parallel authentication system? Now, I have no problem if they want to gather whatever data they want. My problem is if you start using a parallel authentication system, then it creates a lot of issues, because then it is effectively saying that Aadhaar is sort of not really valid, and you will have to use a parallel authentication system in this state. If every state starts going down that route, we have problems. Now, I know Rajasthan has a Jan Aadhaar card which they introduced in 2018, 19 and so on. The point really is that can the same objective be achieved with the existing system? The answer clearly is yes. We are yet to see any evidence that whatever objectives, essentially what are the objectives? There are a basket of state government schemes.
Sure.
Now these schemes need to go to the deserving people. That's the bottom line. Now, identifying the deserving people is essentially a component of two things. One, you gather the data, and two, you should be able to authenticate that this is really that person at the time of delivery of the scheme or availing of the scheme. Now, this is exactly, you already have a PDS database. You can perhaps do a re-enrollment or add information to that PDS database. That's completely under the control of the state government.
Okay.
And you have an authentication system. Now, what is the PDS for? I use the PDS now not just for the ration card. It is a proof of identity for 200 other things, which has now been superseded by the Aadhaar. Now, my question is, what is it that this Makkal ID
to achieve,
will have, which Aadhaar cannot achieve? That's my point.
Let me take that very pointed question to Mr. Dharani Dharan as well, who's with us on the broadcast. Sir, from the side of the DMK or the government of Tamil Nadu, what exactly is the purpose that the government is trying to achieve? Because what somebody like Mr. Sumansi Raman is saying and what the BJP is arguing is on the same line, that the purpose that you're trying to achieve, presuming it's the targeted delivery of the welfare schemes, that can be done under Aadhaar as well. Then why are you collecting this data? Why are you creating a separate data bank? Mr. Dharani Dharan.
Firstly, it's firstly laughable that BJP is and AIDMK are making politics with this, because if you look, it's only under AIDMK, alliance partner of BJP, that Tamil Nadu's finances were spoiled. The revenue deficit went to minus 60,000 crores. The Tamil Nadu's revenue in percentage of GDP reduced from 11.5% in 2011 to 9% in 2021. And if you look why this happened, it's simply because of leakages. And also because the state spent more money for schemes than necessary, and revenue that should have come to the state did not also come.
Okay.
Ever since we took charge, we have to an extent logged these leakages. That is why state's own tax revenue increased by about 15%, total revenue increased by about 28%, and we have also identified that in Tanjatco, many people, for example, were showing in one single house, one household showed that they had 5 connections and got 5 connections and got wrong benefits. Similarly, a person making crore a year got gold loan waiver, and the state did not have any data whatsoever. In fact, the Honorable Chief Minister and Finance Minister also said that the Statistics Department of Tamil Nadu has not produced any data under the AIDMK regime for 10 years. So, we want to create data, as you know, data is a new oil. Using this data, we want to create new schemes, targeted schemes. And this is happening across the world. Even if you go to countries in European Union, let's go to Germany, each Bundesland, that called each region, they have their own ID through which they deliver health services. It has a chip through which they can see a citizen's
No, but that's a centralized
health condition,
database.
and
That's
also
a centralized
what are the
database.
benefits he or she needs.
No, that's a centralized database at
No,
the
no,
national
there is no
level.
regional. They
At
have
the
regional.
national level, and the data it also exists at the regional level. It's not that every region on its own has some kind of autonomy to collect data of its own. It's a unified scheme.
Yeah, but
it's a unified scheme across
Tamil Nadu
Western
is
Europe.
only, that's what I'm saying. Tamil Nadu is not the only. Yeah, but no, not each country has their own scheme, and each province, state, right? They also have their own scheme, but not all states, but many states do. So this is not something that is unique to Tamil Nadu. It's been done across the world. So I think there is no reason to do politics with it.
No.
I think we should appreciate the move.
You've
want to get
made
more
a point,
nuanced
Mr.
information.
Mr. Dravida. You made a point that the AIADMK government did not deliver according to the DMK. The DMK government is delivering. You want more welfare schemes to reach to the public and targeted delivery. There was a very particular question that was asked, that what is it that cannot be achieved under Aadhaar and will be achieved under Makkal? That's the point you haven't answered, sir. That's what I'm trying to understand from you.
No, I did answer. I said, see, first we wanted to get more nuanced information, which Aadhaar has not collected, and secondly, for a region, for a subnational government to have its for own identity card is not unique to Tamil Nadu. Other states in India do have, and similarly, regions, subnational governments in Europe or in US also do have such cards. So I think there is no reason to do politics with
these
it.
countries, you're talking about Western Europe, have very strong data protection laws also. So you just can't go about and collect any kind of information you want from the citizens.
Yeah,
I'll come to the data protection.
I think that's for the union government.
I'll come to the data protection aspect of it as
law.
well. I'll come to the data protection aspect of it as well. Mr. R. Rajagopalan, I'm coming to you. So when you see this entire politics around the Makkal ID which has started, BJP is raising questions, experts are raising questions. Is this a genuine attempt by the government to create some sort of policy or a database? Or there is more that doesn't, we're not able to see with the naked eye, so to say.
Madam, my understanding is the timing. Why the DMK chose this time? And you quiz the DMK spokesperson. He is confused as the government of Tamil Nadu is. He is unable to give proper answer. And there is a contradiction. There is a confusion. DMK government should give a special item of, my understanding is DMK government should issue a clarification now whether it is Makkal is good for Makkal or Makkal ID is bad for Makkal ID. Why I say contradiction? Recently, the electricity board in Tamil Nadu wanted Aadhaar to be linked. When government proposed Aadhaar to be linked, why suddenly this Makkal? A month ago, you were fighting with the government and also with the court. The Tamil Nadu court has also said there is no ban on linking Aadhaar card with Tamil Nadu electricity board to put the filterage and the extra connections. But why the contradiction? Why you have said yesterday, last month, they blamed ADMK government and BJP, but why they are not coming out with a clear-cut confusion removing statement by the state government? The chief secretary should come out with the state government's policy, and Makkal ID is not against the welfare scheme. But to speak at politics of it, I feel that DMK is playing a foul game with the Tamil Nadu database. It is for something, because whatever DMK does, there is a proverb in Tamil, madam. Others understand, you will also understand, I will tell you in English.
Sure.
Even if you drink a milk under the palm tree, it is taken as a rack. Whatever DMK does, it is anti-feeling. That is the feeling Tamil Nadu Makkal have got now.
All right, the timing of it is very suspicious. Yes, Mr.
Timing
Raman.
and confusion. The
Timing and confusion.
and
Yes,
contradiction.
Mr. Raman. Yes, Mr. Raman.
Yeah. First of all, the DMK spokesperson said something which is, I don't know where he is getting. the state revenues went up 15% because they plugged leakages? Where is the evidence that leakages have been plugged? 15% increase in revenue. The state's own revenues come from three large sources. One, they come from liquor, which they have definitely marketed very well because they have increased the collection from liquor. That they have done. Hats off to them if you want to give them credit for that.
I think he doesn't
Mr.
understand.
Dharanidharan,
math.
I'll come to you. Mr. Dharanidharan,
Please,
I'll
I
come
didn't
to you.
interrupt
Yeah.
him. I didn't interrupt him. So
Yeah.
the other two major sources of revenue are vehicle registration and land registration. These are the three major sources of state's own revenue. The rest of it is GST, grants from center and so on. So the bulk of the revenue which the state generates on its own comes from under these headings. So how leakages have plugged this? Now show me, and by the way, it is laughable that a government which is distributing Pongal goodies to 2.19 crore ration card holders across the state. Would you believe it? They are giving 1,000 rupees and they are giving sugarcane, they are giving 1 kg rice and 1 kg sugar. Believe it or not, from 1.96 crore ration cards 2 years ago, the ration card numbers have increased. Even worse, BPL ration cards, 6.11 lakh have increased in the last 1 year up to June 2022. 6.11 lakh increase in BPL cards.
So that means the
what are we
expenditure of the
talking
state
about?
government has really gone up.
What are we talking about? Which leakage has been plugged? Electricity board, let me tell you, they came up with this thing saying, let us link Aadhaar with this. And only then they woke up that there were many people who had a single mobile number or a single Aadhaar which was linked to multiple accounts. Then people started making a huge hue and cry when they said that they will cut off this 100 units of free power. So they climbed down. They said it's okay, you just link it, even multiple Aadhaars can, connections can be linked to the same Aadhaar, because it was, the point really is that if leakages have been plugged, there is zero evidence which has been produced.
No, and Mr. Raman, I think it's a very interesting argument. No, Mr. Raman, even if I take the argument of Mr. Dharanidharan on face value, that the leakages have been plugged, they have been plugged. No. They've been plugged despite the fact that Makkal is not in existence right now. So if you are a very efficient government which is able to plug leakages, why do you need a very unique identification number? Mr. Dharanidharan, before I come to you, a quick point from Mr. Tirupati and then you can respond. Yes, Mr. Tirupati, please go ahead.
First of all, what is the need now for this particular Makkal ID? Why the DMK government is proposing that? The very, very clear point from me is that already Aadhaar is existing and Aadhaar has proven to be a successful model and it is a foolproof system. But DMK, because it is a foolproof system, because they are not able to do any corruption because of Aadhaar, and Aadhaar detects each and every problems created by the implementing agencies, that is the local bodies, the officials and also the politicians. They are not able to do corruption, or they are unable to stop Aadhaar or the central government from detecting the problems that has happened. In entire Indian history, first time we have collected more than 30 crores from Tamil Nadu, where fake beneficiaries were added by the state government, and we have taken back 30 crores. Remember, that is because of Aadhaar, JAM, Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile. So when there is a proof system, when there is a foolproof system, why the DMK wants to deviate from that and have an alternate or parallel system moving? It is very clear that there is an ulterior motive of doing corruption.
Mr. Dharanidharan, multiple points have been made.
Madam, one second. Let my question also be answered by DMK.
Okay.
1 second. Because DMK spokesperson must explain why the Pongal gift is being given free. Or are you going to add the Aadhaar card, Makkal card next year? Or are you going to do that? Then why are you giving cash? Where is it pilferage? You talk about pilferage, but the cash system itself is a pilferage. Then that Aadhaar, JAM, is meant not to give cash. But why do you give cash? There is a contradiction. That is what I want to say.
Okay. 3 points. Mr. Dharanidharan, a lot of things have been said. For your benefit, 3 points. One is that this is a recipe that you've created to earn more money. This is a recipe for corruption. That's what is being accused by the BJP. The second point which is being raised is that if DMK is indulging into the politics of freebie, Pongal gifts are being cited, then the expenditure for the government has definitely gone up. And there is no evidence to suggest that you have plugged those leakages that you've been talking about? Where is the evidence that you've plugged those leakages? The 3 points, if you can answer them. Mr. Dharanidaran.
Yeah, see, I think I have 3 against and one speaking for, so I would prefer that I'm not interrupted.
Not at all. Please go ahead.
As long as it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see. So the first thing is, when Sumant Sriraman said DMK is encouraging the sales of alcohol, I think it's completely wrong. If you look, when the white paper was published, as well as there were a couple of interviews from the CM himself as well as from the finance minister, where they said during AIADMK regime, nearly 40 to 50% of the alcohol bottles sold, along with many other governmental services.
Come to Makkal card. Don't go to the Iraq.
Mr. Rajgopalan, let him make an argument. Mr. Rajgopalan, let him make an
Will you
argument.
please shut up, sir, please?
All right, let's be civil. Let's be civil in this debate. Let's be civil in this debate.
No, I'm not diverting, ma'am.
Mr. Dharanidaran.
You ask them to keep quiet. I already have 3 versus 1. I will answer each question. I will answer.
Don't
Mr.
go to
Dharanidaran,
Speak about
Mr.
DMK.
Dharanidaran, please go ahead.
I'll answer.
Gentlemen, please let him speak. Gentlemen, please let him speak. Mr. Dharanidaran, please go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I said so. So the increase in revenue from alcohol is because we plug those leakages, which means that earlier, for example, 50,000 bottles were sold, only 25,000 used to be in the governmental account. Now the 40,000 is sold, 40,000 is
Sumanji, please let him make his point. Sumanji, please let him.
No. This is what when Suman said. See. Suman, you said, listen, Suman, listen. You said that this government's only achievement is selling of alcohol. I'm giving an example for this because you don't understand math. You need to learn to understand math.
Oh God.
See, because you accused us. See, you don't understand math, so I have to teach you math. That's my problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you are hilarious, Sumant. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Proof.
I'm getting Aadhaar card.
Mr. Raman, please let him make his point. I'll come back to you.
See,
Mr.
I think you
Dharanidaran,
should
go
get
ahead.
the house to order. You can ask them to keep quiet.
I will make sure you know you are not interrupting anyone.
Every subject,
Mr.
but knows
Dharanidaran,
nothing,
please. Mr. Dharanidaran, please.
because
Go
he
ahead.
doesn't understand. Yeah, see, the problem is Sumant is he doesn't understand anything and thinks he knows everything. So
doesn't have
either
a
he
point. That's why
doesn't
he's
read.
talking about me.
Even if someone tells facts, he doesn't want to.
Why don't we come to the crux of the debate? Let's not make personal comments here, please. It's my request to all of you. Mr. Dharanidaran, please go ahead. No personal comments here, please. Request to all
Suman
of
said
you.
leakages has not been plugged. I said leakages has been plugged. I'm giving an example. I'm giving an anecdotal example. What is the problem there? PM Kisan, Union government scheme is Tamil Nadu government, which said about 7 lakh beneficiaries were wrongly getting benefits. We saved about 300 crores for the union government. After this government has come to power,
Because of Aadhaar.
he can prove me wrong.
Because of Aadhaar.
Oh God.
No, you said leakage is not. See, no. Now I'm answering the question that leakages are not stopped in this government. I'm saying leakages have been stopped.
Aadhaar, sir.
See, sir, this our government did, sir. Why did your alliance ADMK government did not do it?
No,
They were the
do
ones
that.
who added
Because of
the
Aadhaar.
wrong beneficiaries in the list.
Mr. Tirupati, Mr. Raman, Mr. Tirupati and Mr. Raman, Mr. Tirupati and Mr. Raman. One second, Mr. Dharanidaran. I don't think we can have a civil discussion. Whatever arguments he is making, plausible or implausible to you, I think we should give him the benefit of hearing it out. I think that's what civility demands. My request to both of you, please listen to him. I will give you the time to rebut his arguments. From the DMK, please go ahead, sir. Mr. Dharanidaran, please go ahead. The time is yours.
So it's only because of DMK and PM Kisan we plugged in the leakages. And secondly, let's go forward. Aadhaar collects data, but we need Makkal ID to have further nuanced data collection through which we can give better schemes. I have lived in the West. I have utilized social benefits. Right, but Aadhaar is not up to the mark, and Tamil Nadu leads India in public services. Give us a chance. We will prove that Makkal ID has done wonders. Can you deny that Tamil Nadu is not number 1 in India when it comes to delivery of public services?
Okay, I want to, Mr. Dharanidaran. There is another aspect. There is another aspect I want you to touch about. And I think that's a very serious aspect which is often lost in the political noise, which is the data protection aspect. Yes, the union government still has to bring in a data protection law. But Mr. Tirupati is well aware, he's from the BJP, that how difficult was it for the government of the day to fight this case out at the Supreme Court of India. There is an elaborate judgment that exists, the extent to which a state can collect information, the extent to which you can have a centralized database. Is your government absolutely sure that you're within the mandate given by the Supreme Court of India when it comes to data collection of people? Because I think there is a huge political recklessness. Every political party thinks they can just go out and collect data of its citizens. That's not really the case. Yes, the data protection law is yet to come, but there are judgments already in place in this country that needs to be abided by.
If there is one government that gives scant regard for people's data protection, then there's the Union BJP government. If you look at the several other bills that have been passed, that's completely violates the rights of people. So I'm very certain that our government will
I have last 3 minutes.
And that will be to the highest standard like in Europe.
I have last 3 minutes. Mr. Raman, 1 minute to each guest. Mr. Raman, 1 minute. Please go ahead.
First of all, let me say if there is one thing I agree with Mr. Dharnidharan on the show, it is that last sentence where a BJP government talking about the sanctity of data protection is a bit of a joke, because there is no data privacy bill, there is no data protection bill. Almost, literally the lives of people are at the mercy of the government for all practical purposes. And so I don't think the central government has got any business asking any state government about the data protection, right? The point really is that there is zero evidence at this point of time. It has not been put out. Let them come out. Let the government call for an open debate with people who are in the ID authentication and data collection field. Let them do that. See, the very reason that it has suddenly come out as a tender is itself evidence that, look, in a public debate, you have to establish the value of this.
Okay.
Clearly, this needs a lot of money. It's going to take several hundred crores. So there will be tenders, there will be a whole lot of, obvious reasons why this needs to be, which a government would like to take up. I don't want to go down that.
Okay.
But most importantly, I'm worried that the actual aim is to undermine Aadhaar.
Actual aim is to undermine Aadhaar. Mr. Rajgopalan, let's take the point forward. Why is undermining Aadhaar by any state government dangerous for the country, as Mr. Raman is arguing?
Undermining Aadhaar is a right thing because it is one nation, one card. They heckled, DMK heckled. Now they speak about BJP. My one straight question to the DMK spokesperson is, then why do you give free cash token system to Pongal gift? You also add that in Aadhaar. Why do you give cash? You want to get popularity. You want to get political mileage out of that. DMK is having
what is wrong with giving cash?
DMK is
putting money in hands
why
of
do
the
you
poor
bring
will uplift
Aadhaar card?
the economy.
Then why do you bring Makkal card? No Makkal card is needed. You give everything free.
I clearly said,
you give everything cash.
I clearly said we need to have data. With data, we'll have more sharper policies
I have last 2
helping to
minutes.
uplift
Mr.
the downtrodden and the poor. At the same time, prevent
if the
leakages.
attempt by the DMK government is to undermine Aadhaar, other than political opposition, is there also thinking within your party to challenge it legally? Is that something that you're also thinking? Because one question that I also have to the government of the day, to the union government of the day, is that because there is no data protection law, every state government is free to collect data the way they want to, depending on their political purposes. Mr. Tirupati.
We need to understand that data protection law is going to come and it will be discussed, and that bill is going to be there very soon. So definitely we will talk about that. It's such a different question. See, as far as Mr. Salem Dharnidharan had said, it was because of the Aadhaar in the Kisan Samman Nidhi. It was detected that more than around 20 to 30 crores. And in fact,
sir, it's the DMK government, sir. What was the ADMK government doing?
See, you can't now intervene. Okay, I am talking about who found, what made, which mechanism made to find. This is because of Aadhaar. When Aadhaar found that, why do you want to go away from that? That is because you don't want corruption. You don't want corruption. Aadhaar to find out corruption.
I have to conclude now. That's all the time I have. I want to thank all of you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. I'm totally out of time. A unique identification already exists at the national level in the form of Aadhaar, which has a legal mandate and backing by the Supreme Court of the day. If the state government decides to create any further ID, it has to have a very clear objective. not just from the political interests or the various questions that have been raised, but also from the point of view of citizen welfare and privacy. Let's see if the state government of Tamil Nadu is able to come up with these explanations. With that, it's a wrap. Shivani joins you with Plain Speak.